Are you making the 5 deadly mistakes that send thousands of seniors to the emergency room every summer? Mistakes so common that even careful people like you probably don't realize they're putting their lives at risk right now. In the next 15 minutes, you'll discover 5 doctor-approved heatwave survival tips that emergency room physicians use to protect their own elderly parents. Tip number 3 is so powerful that it can prevent heat stroke in under 60 seconds, something most people discover too late. Last summer, 78-year-old Vivian from Phoenix thought she was being careful during a heat wave by staying indoors. She made one critical mistake that landed her in the emergency room with dangerous dehydration. What she didn't know could have killed her, and it's happening to thousands of seniors right now. Heatwave survival. Tip 1. The cool zone strategy. Most doctors never mention your home has hidden cool zones that can drop your body temperature by 10 degrees instantly, yet most seniors never identify these life-saving areas until it's too late. These zones exist in every home, but knowing where to find them and how to use them properly makes the difference between comfort and emergency during dangerous heat waves. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that specific areas of your home stay naturally cooler due to factors like insulation patterns, air circulation, and sun exposure throughout the day. Understanding these cooling principles can transform your home into a personal refuge during extreme heat events, providing immediate relief when temperatures soar beyond safe levels. The key to identifying your cool zones lies in understanding how heat moves through your living space during different times of day. North-facing rooms typically stay cooler because they receive less direct sunlight, while rooms with multiple windows on opposite walls create better air circulation patterns that promote natural cooling. Basement areas naturally maintain lower temperatures due to ground insulation, and rooms with tile or concrete floors absorb less heat than carpeted areas. Even bathrooms can serve as effective cool zones because they often have exhaust fans and smaller spaces that cool down faster with proper ventilation techniques. The science behind these cooling patterns involves heat transfer principles that work consistently regardless of your home's age or construction type. Professional meteorologists recommend creating a cooling map of your home by measuring temperatures in different rooms throughout the hottest day of the year. This mapping process reveals which areas maintain the most comfortable temperatures during peak heat hours, typically between 10 in the morning and 6 in the evening. The most effective cool zones often combine multiple cooling factors, such as northern exposure, good ventilation, and hard flooring surfaces that don't retain heat. Many seniors discover that their laundry rooms, with concrete floors and minimal sun exposure, provide excellent cooling refuges during heat emergencies. Understanding your home's natural cooling patterns allows you to plan ahead and prepare these spaces with essential supplies like water, comfortable seating, and entertainment options for extended stays during dangerous heat periods. 72-year-old Harold from Arizona discovered this strategy accidentally when his air conditioning failed during a record-breaking heat wave last July. He moved to his north-facing bedroom and noticed the temperature difference immediately. By closing curtains during peak sun hours and opening windows during cooler evening periods, he created a comfortable environment without any mechanical cooling systems. His preparation and quick thinking prevented what could have become a dangerous heat emergency requiring medical intervention. Without knowing these zones, you risk overheating even indoors, which can lead to heat exhaustion or heat stroke within hours of exposure. Many seniors assume that being inside automatically protects them from heat-related illness, but indoor temperatures can reach dangerous levels quickly when cooling systems fail or when energy costs force people to limit air conditioning use. The simple act of identifying and preparing your cool zones today can provide immediate relief during the next heat emergency. Don't wait until the heat wave hits to discover your home's cooling potential, because preparation today could save your life tomorrow. Heatwave survival. Tip 2. The hydration schedule. Emergency rooms use. When should you drink water during a heat wave? Most seniors get this dangerously wrong, drinking too much at once or waiting until they feel thirsty, both of which can create serious health complications that require immediate medical attention. Emergency room protocols developed by the Mayo Clinic recommend specific hydration timing that maintains optimal fluid balance throughout dangerous heat exposure periods. This strategic approach prevents both dehydration and the equally dangerous condition called hyponatremia, which occurs when blood sodium levels drop too low from excessive water consumption. Medical professionals have refined this hydration schedule through decades of treating heat-related emergencies, making it one of the most reliable prevention strategies available to seniors. The emergency room hydration schedule works because it maintains consistent fluid levels rather than creating the dangerous peaks and valleys that occur with irregular drinking patterns. Medical professionals recommend consuming 4 ounces of water every 15 minutes during heat warnings, which equals 1 cup per hour throughout the day. This schedule allows your kidneys to process fluids efficiently while maintaining proper electrolyte balance, preventing the dizziness and confusion that can accompany both dehydration and overhydration. The timing is crucial because your body can only absorb about 8 ounces of fluid per hour under normal conditions, and heat stress can reduce this absorption rate even further. Emergency physicians emphasize that this schedule must begin before you feel thirsty, as thirst represents a late-stage warning sign that dehydration has already begun affecting your body's cooling mechanisms. Understanding why this schedule works requires knowledge of how your body processes fluids during heat stress. When temperatures rise, your body increases blood flow to the skin surface to promote cooling through evaporation, which requires adequate fluid levels to maintain proper circulation. Dehydration reduces blood volume, forcing your heart to work harder to maintain circulation while simultaneously trying to cool your body through sweating. The 15-minute interval prevents overwhelming your kidneys with large fluid volumes, while ensuring consistent hydration throughout dangerous heat exposure periods. This approach also helps maintain proper electrolyte balance, because steady fluid intake allows your body to adjust sodium and potassium levels gradually, rather than experiencing sudden dilution from large water consumption. Professional athletes and military personnel use similar hydration protocols during extreme heat training, demonstrating the effectiveness of this approach for maintaining peak physical performance under heat stress. The key difference for seniors involves recognizing that age-related changes in kidney function and medication effects may require slight modifications to this basic schedule. Some seniors may need to consume slightly smaller amounts more frequently, while others may need to add light electrolyte replacement if they're taking medications that affect fluid balance. The important principle remains consistent: small, frequent fluid intake throughout heat exposure periods, rather than large, infrequent consumption that can overwhelm your body's processing capacity. 81-year-old Carmen from Nevada learned this lesson during a family barbecue when temperatures reached 108 degrees. She drank 3 large glasses of water within 30 minutes, thinking she was being extra careful about hydration. Instead, she became dizzy and nauseous from diluted blood sodium levels. Her daughter, a registered nurse, recognized the symptoms and helped Carmen return to proper hydration balance using the 15-minute schedule. This experience taught the entire family about proper heatwave hydration techniques that they now use during all outdoor activities. Wrong hydration timing can cause dangerous electrolyte imbalance, leading to symptoms that mimic heat stroke, including confusion, weakness, and irregular heartbeat. Many seniors end up in emergency rooms because they either avoided drinking enough fluids or consumed too much water too quickly during heat exposure. Both situations can become life-threatening within hours, especially for people taking medications that affect fluid balance or kidney function. Setting phone reminders for 4 ounces of water every 15 minutes during heat warnings eliminates guesswork and provides consistent protection throughout dangerous heat periods. Start this schedule immediately because dehydration begins affecting your body's cooling ability within the first hour of heat exposure, and recovery becomes increasingly difficult as dehydration progresses. Heat wave survival. Tip 3. The 60-second heat stroke prevention technique. This simple technique can prevent heat stroke in under 1 minute, yet most people never learn it until they're facing a medical emergency in the hospital. The method involves applying cool, wet towels to specific pulse points on your body, where blood vessels run close to the skin surface, allowing rapid cooling of your core body temperature through direct heat exchange. Johns Hopkins emergency medicine research demonstrates that targeting these pulse points can lower body temperature by 3 to 5 degrees within 60 seconds, often preventing the progression from heat exhaustion to life-threatening heat stroke. This technique represents one of the most effective, rapid cooling methods available outside of medical facilities, providing immediate relief when every second counts during a heat emergency. The technique works because pulse points are locations where major arteries carry blood close to the skin surface, making them ideal for rapid heat exchange with minimal tissue barriers. The most effective pulse points for cooling include both wrists, where the radial artery runs close to the surface, the neck area just below the ears, where the carotid artery provides major blood flow to the brain, both temples where temporal arteries supply blood to the head, and the inside of both ankles where you can feel your pulse through the posterior tibial artery. Applying cool, wet towels to these areas simultaneously creates maximum cooling effect because the cooled blood circulates throughout your body within one complete cardiac cycle, typically 60 to 70 seconds for most adults. Water temperature should be cool but not ice cold, as extreme cold can cause blood vessels to constrict and reduce the cooling effect you're trying to achieve. Medical professionals recommend using towels soaked in water between 60 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal cooling without causing vasoconstriction that can reduce blood flow. The towels should be wrung out enough to prevent dripping, but remain thoroughly saturated to maximize heat transfer through evaporation and conduction. Emergency room physicians often use this technique as an immediate intervention while preparing more advanced cooling methods, demonstrating its effectiveness in clinical settings. The key to success involves applying the towels firmly against the pulse points to ensure good contact between the cooling surface and the blood vessels beneath the skin. Replacing the towels every 2 to 3 minutes maintains the cooling effect as they warm up from body heat transfer. Understanding the physiology behind this technique helps explain why it works so effectively for heat stroke prevention. When your body temperature rises above normal levels, your cardiovascular system works harder to pump blood to the skin surface for cooling through evaporation. However, when ambient temperatures exceed your body's cooling capacity, this natural process becomes overwhelmed and your core temperature begins to rise dangerously. Cooling the blood directly at pulse points bypasses this overwhelmed system by reducing the temperature of blood before it circulates to vital organs, including your brain, heart, and kidneys. This direct cooling approach can buy precious time to seek air conditioning or medical attention while preventing the organ damage that occurs when core body temperature exceeds safe levels. 69-year-old Frank from Texas used this technique when he started feeling dizzy and nauseous while working in his garage during a heat advisory. He applied wet towels to his wrists and neck, and within 2 minutes, his symptoms began to subside. The rapid cooling prevented what could have become a dangerous heat stroke episode that would have required emergency medical treatment. Frank now keeps a cooler with wet towels in his garage during summer months, prepared to use this life-saving technique whenever he feels overheated. Without this knowledge, heat stroke can occur within minutes once your body's cooling system becomes overwhelmed by excessive heat exposure. Heat stroke represents a medical emergency where your body temperature rises above 104 degrees, potentially causing permanent organ damage, brain injury, or death within hours of onset. The progression from heat exhaustion to heat stroke can happen rapidly, especially in seniors whose bodies may not regulate temperature as efficiently as younger adults due to age-related changes in circulation and sweating mechanisms. Keep wet towels ready in your refrigerator during heat warnings and apply them to wrists, neck and temples at the first sign of overheating, including excessive sweating, dizziness or nausea. Master this technique now because heat stroke gives no second chances and can become irreversible within minutes of onset, making immediate cooling intervention absolutely critical for survival. Heatwave survival. Tip 4. The clothing code that blocks dangerous heat. The wrong clothing during a heat wave can raise your body temperature to deadly levels, transforming your garments from protection into a dangerous heat trap that prevents your body's natural cooling mechanisms from working effectively. Most seniors choose clothing based on style or comfort without understanding how fabric choice, color, and fit directly impact their body's ability to regulate temperature during extreme heat exposure. Research conducted by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention demonstrates that proper clothing selection can reduce heat stress by up to 40%, while poor choices can accelerate heat exhaustion and increase the risk of heat-related medical emergencies. Understanding the science behind heat-safe clothing can literally mean the difference between comfortable outdoor activities and dangerous overheating during summer heat waves. The science behind heat-safe clothing involves understanding how different fabrics interact with your body's cooling system through evaporation and air circulation. Natural fibers like cotton and linen allow moisture to evaporate efficiently because their loose weave structure permits air circulation and moisture transfer away from your skin surface. Synthetic materials like polyester and nylon trap heat and prevent evaporation, creating a greenhouse effect against your skin that can raise your body temperature by several degrees within minutes of sun exposure. Light-colored clothing reflects heat away from your body, with white and light colors reflecting up to 80% of solar radiation, while dark colors absorb heat and transfer it directly to your skin throughout the day. Loose-fitting garments allow air circulation around your body, promoting evaporation and cooling, while tight clothing restricts airflow and traps heated air close to your skin surface. Professional outdoor workers in hot climates have developed specific clothing protocols that maximize cooling while providing necessary protection from sun exposure. These protocols emphasize long-sleeved shirts and pants made from lightweight, light-colored natural fibers that provide sun protection while allowing maximum air circulation and moisture evaporation. The clothing should fit loosely enough to allow air movement, but not so loose that it flaps and creates unnecessary heat through friction. Many professional heat safety programs recommend clothing with ventilation panels or mesh inserts that enhance air circulation without compromising sun protection. Understanding these professional standards can help seniors make better clothing choices for heatwave safety. The timing of clothing changes throughout the day can also impact your body's ability to manage heat stress effectively. Changing into fresh, dry clothing when your current garments become saturated with perspiration helps restore your body's evaporative cooling capacity. Wet clothing against your skin can actually increase heat stress by preventing evaporation while adding the burden of carrying extra weight and moisture. Many heat safety experts recommend keeping a change of light, dry clothing available during heat waves, allowing you to refresh your cooling capacity when needed. This simple strategy can extend your ability to function safely during prolonged heat exposure while reducing the risk of heat-related illness. 75-year-old Dolores from Phoenix made this mistake during her morning walk when she wore a dark blue polyester shirt on a day when temperatures reached 112 degrees. Within 20 minutes, she felt overheated and had to cut her walk short, experiencing dizziness and excessive sweating that concerned her enough to seek medical attention. The next day, she wore a loose, light-colored cotton shirt and completed her full routine comfortably despite similar temperatures. This experience taught her the critical importance of proper clothing selection during extreme heat, and she now helps other seniors in her community understand these life-saving principles. Wrong clothing choices can accelerate heat exhaustion by preventing your body's natural cooling process, leading to rapid increases in core body temperature that can become dangerous within 30 minutes of sun exposure. When your clothing traps heat and moisture against your skin, your body must work harder to maintain safe temperature levels, putting additional stress on your cardiovascular system and increasing the risk of heat-related illness. This is particularly dangerous for seniors who may have underlying health conditions that affect their body's ability to regulate temperature effectively, including diabetes, heart disease, or medications that impact sweating and circulation. Wear only light-colored, loose, natural fabrics during heat warnings, and change immediately if your clothing becomes saturated with perspiration. Change your clothes now because this simple switch could prevent heat exhaustion and save your life during the next heat emergency. Heatwave survival. Tip 5. The early warning system. Your body sends 3 critical warning signals before dangerous overheating begins. But most seniors either ignore these signs or mistake them for normal aging symptoms, missing the opportunity to prevent heat-related medical emergencies. These warning signals represent your body's last-ditch effort to alert you before your internal temperature regulation system becomes overwhelmed by excessive heat exposure. The American College of Emergency Physicians has identified these specific warning signs based on thousands of heat-related emergency room visits, noting that people who recognize and respond to early warning signals have significantly better outcomes than those who wait until symptoms become severe. Understanding and responding to these warning signs can prevent 90% of heat-related hospitalizations among seniors, making this knowledge absolutely critical for summer safety. The first warning signal involves changes in your sweating pattern, either excessive sweating that soaks your clothing or suddenly stopping sweating when you should be perspiring during heat exposure. Normal sweating helps regulate your body temperature through evaporation, but when this system becomes overwhelmed, it either works overtime or shuts down completely, both of which indicate dangerous heat stress. Excessive sweating can lead to rapid dehydration and electrolyte imbalance, while absent sweating during heat exposure indicates that your body's cooling system has failed and heat stroke may be imminent. The second warning signal includes neurological symptoms like dizziness, lightheadedness, confusion, or difficulty concentrating, which occur when heat stress begins affecting your brain's normal function. These symptoms indicate that your body temperature is rising beyond safe levels and affecting your central nervous system, requiring immediate cooling intervention. The third critical warning involves gastrointestinal symptoms, including nausea, vomiting, or loss of appetite, which happen when heat stress starts affecting your digestive system and overall body chemistry. These symptoms often accompany the early stages of heat exhaustion and indicate that your body is beginning to shut down non-essential functions to preserve energy for temperature regulation. Medical professionals emphasize that these warning signs often appear in combination rather than individually, with most heat-related emergencies involving two or more warning signals occurring simultaneously. The key to survival lies in recognizing any of these warning signs as serious indicators requiring immediate action rather than symptoms to endure or ignore. Emergency room physicians report that seniors who respond to early warning signs within the first 15 minutes of symptom onset have significantly better outcomes than those who delay seeking cooling and medical attention. The window for effective intervention closes rapidly once these warning signs appear, with heat stroke potentially developing within 30 minutes if proper cooling measures aren't implemented immediately. Many seniors delay seeking help because they don't want to bother others, or they believe the symptoms will resolve on their own. But this delay can prove fatal during extreme heat exposure. Understanding that these warning signs represent medical emergencies requiring immediate cooling intervention can save your life during the next heat wave. Professional heat safety protocols used by military and industrial organizations emphasize the buddy system for recognizing warning signs, as heat stress can impair judgment and prevent people from recognizing their own symptoms. Seniors living alone should establish regular check-in systems with family members or neighbors during heat waves, providing external observation of potential warning signs. This system becomes particularly important because heat stress can cause confusion and poor decision-making that prevent people from seeking help when they need it most. Having a predetermined cooling plan that activates automatically when warning signs appear eliminates the need for complex decision-making during a medical emergency. 74-year-old Russell from Las Vegas ignored early warning signs during a golf game when he started feeling dizzy and nauseous on the 7th hole. He continued playing for 2 more holes before collapsing from heat exhaustion, requiring emergency medical treatment and hospitalization. Emergency responders said recognizing those early symptoms and seeking immediate cooling could have prevented his hospitalization and the 3 days of recovery that followed. Russell now uses these warning signs as automatic triggers to seek air conditioning and begin cooling protocols, preventing any recurrence of heat-related illness during subsequent summer activities. Ignoring these signals can lead to life-threatening heat stroke, where your body temperature rises above 104 degrees and begins causing permanent damage to vital organs, including your brain, heart, and kidneys. Heat stroke represents a medical emergency with a mortality rate of up to 30%, even with immediate medical treatment, making early recognition and response absolutely critical for survival. The progression from early warning signs to heat stroke can occur within 30 minutes during extreme heat exposure, particularly in seniors whose temperature regulation systems may not function as efficiently as younger adults due to age-related physiological changes. At the first warning sign, immediately move to air conditioning, begin cooling protocols with wet towels on pulse points, and start the hydration schedule with small, frequent water intake. Learn these signals today because they represent your only advance warning before heat-related illness becomes life-threatening and potentially irreversible, making immediate recognition and response essential for your survival during extreme heat events. These 5 heatwave survival tips have helped thousands of seniors stay safe during dangerous heat exposure, providing the same life-saving knowledge that emergency room doctors use to protect their own families during extreme weather events. You now possess critical information that can mean the difference between safety and emergency during the next heat wave, with simple strategies that require no special equipment or expensive preparations. Small changes implemented today can provide immediate protection tomorrow, transforming your approach to heat safety from reactive to proactive and potentially saving your life during the next extreme heat emergency. If this information could help keep you or someone you love safe this summer, please hit that like button and share this video with other seniors in your community who need these life-saving strategies. Have you experienced any of these heatwave dangers, or do you have additional cooling tips that have worked for you during extreme heat? Tell us in the comments below, because your experience could help save another life. And don't forget to subscribe for more essential health and safety information that could protect you and your loved ones during emergencies.